UNOH 200 from Bristol Motor Speedway, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Just 10 races remain. We had a few takers on pit road under this most recent caution. The reason the caution came out, Miguel Paludo in the 32 struggled his way through 3 and 4. Take another look.
Well, it switched ends on him too, Rick. What a ride this was. You can see the
Kim, the flag
she was like,
she saw it.
Look what's going to happen here. Pluto spins out coming off turn 4 and doesn't hit anything.
Amazing. Watch Ross Chastain here just barely get stopped in time to avoid Paludo.
Look at that. And Ross, slid past him. He had to come to pit road to change those tires, Phil. They'll be flat spotted. Like you said, we had a few takers. Ryan Blaney was on pit road, I believe.
Yeah, Ryan put 4 tires on that Ram.
Aaron's lucky dog's going to go to the 9. Ron Hornaday, so he'll take that truck into the attention of his crew, bring it back out. It will be Timothy Peters and Brad Keselowski side by side on the next restart. Saturday, immediately following the Sprint Cup race from Thunder Valley, turn to speed for post-race coverage on NASCAR Victory Lane. J.R. Kinney, Kyle, and Larry Mack celebrate with the winner and break down all the beating and banging in Bristol. NASCAR Victory Lane immediately following the race right here on Speed. Who will make it to Victory Lane tonight? Well, it's been a dominant performance up to this point. The last time someone went all the way from green to checkered,
flag to flag,
Ron Hornaday at Louisville, 1997. That was 200 laps there. We'll see if Timothy Peters can do 200 laps here. His closest competitor is the 29 of Brad Keselowski, Hermie.
Yeah, and Brad, obviously all the leaders stayed on the racetrack under this caution, but Brad talking to crew chief Jeff Stankiewicz about his truck, he says he can really hustle the truck for about 15 laps, then it starts to go away. So look for Brad to try to make some hay in the first 10 or 15 laps after this restart to try to get out front. Ray?
Hey, Hermie, today is Tom DeLoach's birthday. He is the owner of Red Horse Racing. You think they're doing pretty well tonight? They're first, third, and fourth, and that 4th place truck is Parker Kligerman. He has 3 top 10s at this racetrack, a 10th in the truck race a year ago, a 9th twice in the Nationwide Series, but tonight he believes they have a truck that can win. He has been on the radio telling his teammates, I'm coming through. Todd Bodine said, if you're faster than me, I'll let you go. Parker Kligerman believes he can win tonight's race.
And you know, Ray, I believe that too. This is going to be a great restart. You got Brad Keselowski down on the bottom. We know how aggressive he is. Maybe the fastest truck on the track, even though Timothy Peters has been out front, is that 7 truck of Parker Kligerman. This is going to be interesting.
I think this is Brad's opportunity to take the lead right now. Timothy Peters has shown that he's fast when they get going. I think this is the opportunity for Brad to wrestle this lead away.
45 laps to go. Brad Keselowski has to be aggressive. Can he be too aggressive up front in the front row?
He's always too aggressive. I mean, he's under control, but he's always very aggressive. But I'd watch this 7 truck. He's got something for these guys tonight, and you don't have a truck like that very often, especially this young man.
Timothy Peters on the outside. Green flag back in the air. A great restart again for Timothy Peters. Brad Keselowski falls into 2nd. Now Parker Kligerman takes 3rd away from Todd Bodine. Bodine drops back to 4th. Here comes Nelson Piquet Jr. Looking at the inside of the 33 of Cale Gale on this restart.
Great teammate move by Todd Bodine to let Parker Kligerman go.
Now Todd just needs to preserve that 4th spot. He hasn't had the truck that these first 2 or 3 have had all night long, but he's done a nice job of just driving defensively, rolling up the hill, and keeping his spot in line.
And he's driven that truck where it can run the fastest.
Brad Keselowski now has 5 truck links between himself and race leader Timothy Peters. Then it's 3 truck links, 4 truck links back to Parker Kligerman.
Remember now, Parker Kligerman drove that 29 truck till about 2 weeks ago.
And as a former driver, Phil, how good would it feel to go up there and pass that guy? That's what Parker Kligerman's thinking. Hey, he wants to win this, baby.
Yeah,
but
how hungry.
On his way to the win to take down his former truck owner and get to 2nd could be huge.
And we're about to see if that's going to take place, because Parker Kligerman continues to chip away at that lead that his former owner has, the 29 of Brad Keselowski. Here's the battle for 4th. Todd Bodine up the racetrack. Here comes Cale Gale. Contact. Cale Gale sideways, but he keeps it straight.
And he cut down Todd Bodine.
Oh, and Todd Bodine goes around. Nelson Piquet Jr. gets into the back of the 33 of Cale Gale.
Todd cut down a left rear tire with that contact off turn 2. And when he got to turn 3, it was over.
Yeah, nothing Todd did that time to deserve that. But when Cale got into that left rear turn, probably just took the valve stem out of it.
There's enough contact there. He might have just drove right through the rubber. You can see how much.
A lot of damage to the front end of the 30 or the 11 truck of Todd Bodine.
You can also see up on the front end's bent up as well.
He made some pretty significant contact. I think it maybe you see Todd right there. It looks like he's taking the steering wheel off. You know he can't go any farther.
See if we can see it. Off turn 2, Cale Gale was down on the inside. He had the truck. He was all the way up beside Todd.
Todd gave him room, and Cale just ran out of a little bit of room.
And look, see the tire was flat as soon as they made contact, and hard with that left front into the outside wall.
James Busher does a nice job avoiding Todd. Here it is again. Watch this. Just
boom.
That quick. More than it might have been the exhaust pipe that cut that tire down.
I bet you're
totally,
right.
It happened immediately. So look at Nelson Piquet. He drives into the back of Cale Gale as Cale slowed to see where Todd was headed.
So probably some damage to the front end of that 30 truck. Right along with him.
You could see Todd got a little sideways up off turn 2 and was down the track. Wow, hard contact by Piquet.
Pretty good contact. We need to take a look at that front. You see the damage right there.
A lot.
If he doesn't have an overheating problem, it'll be a surprise, but only has 38 laps to make it.
Todd's had a lot of bad luck here lately, and nothing did wrong there. He gave Cale plenty of room on the bottom. Just one of the situations where Cale just got a little bit loose and got up into him.
Remember back in the spring, I think in the Cup race, a couple guys got together, teammates, and one of them went spinning into the wall.
Yeah, Dale Jr. and Jeff Gordon.
And this means that we get another shot at a restart at Bristol. Race fans, Speed has teamed up with your favorite tracks to offer amazing ticket deals you can't get anywhere else. Why pay full price? Before you go by, go to speed.com/deals and see how much you can save. Be sure to check out our incredible inside deal for Richmond International Raceway. Under the lights, and look at that. That's the problem that Todd Bodine has to face as he is out of the truck in the infield care center. And I'm sure we'll be talking with him in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back, UNOH. The final laps, 31 when they come to the stripe. Timothy Peters, Brad Keselowski. Keselowski with a great restart has to check up so he doesn't beat the 17 to the start-finish line. Now they're very close, and here comes Cale Gale. 3 wide going down the backstretch. And Parker Kligerman is going to take away the spot from Brad Keselowski as they go through 3 and 4.
I'm not sure something didn't happen to Brad down there in the center of the corner.
I think maybe he got in there off time, messed his rhythm up because he had to check up on the start, and it cost him his momentum and the ability to make that corner properly. But man, he fought back hard on the outside to get that spot back away from Kligerman, didn't he?
He sure did, and he's got it.
Still working it. He takes the second spot away from Parker Kligerman. Joey Coulter with a great restart. He takes 4th. Then Ty Dillon has moved up in front of Cale Gale. The 2 of Brendan Gaughan has also moved up.
And look at Jake Crum battling up there, trying to grab another spot inside the top 10. Great run by young Jake. That 33 truck's got a lot of damage after getting hit.
And I think the 30 truck of PK2 is off the pace.
Yeah, PK also off the pace, and I believe that was because of running into the back of the 33 of Cale Gale. He's got some damage to that front end.
Yeah, that's him right there. Ooh, into Johnny Sauter. He turned him loose there. He had Johnny turn sideways down the straightaway.
This is a career night for young Jake Crum. Inside the top 10, what a great battle. See a couple of...
Three wide
once again. Down the front stretch they go, battling for position.
How about Ross Chastain emerges from that 3-wide battle with a couple spots.
Ryan Scott gets into the side of James Busher, but they both keep it straight. While all this action is going on, let's go back into the infield. Todd Bodine standing down there with Hermie.
Well, Todd is out of the care center. Todd, we're going to show you the replay here. Tell us what happened on the racetrack.
Well, the 33 got up under us and just pushed. This racing is so tight, it's so competitive. These kids think that every lap you got to run it right to the limit, and sometimes you just got to let off and know that you're not going to complete a pass because it pushes, because it gets loose, whatever the case is. Well, that was racing. That was close racing. So, I mean, we could cut down a left rear tire. I mean, it's a shame. Every week, it's something every damn week. But I got a great race team, great owner, great Toyota Tundra. We'll be back next week.
It's time to go down, guys.
Hard racing is a good way to call that. They both were just almost straight on the back straightaway. A lot of contact, but it was at the wrong part of the truck. It cut his tire down. They could have just bounced off each other and kept going. Unfortunately for Todd, his tire went down.
And we've seen that happen 100 times where they just bounce off each other and keep going. Didn't happen this time.
As long as we have had as far as long green flag runs, don't blink. This race could be done in 5 minutes. Timothy Peters just crossed the start-finish line. There's only 20 laps to go in this race.
Oh, but man, Rick, they are battling hard all over this racetrack. I'd be surprised if there wasn't another caution as these laps wind down.
Boy, really has hurt the performance of that 30 truck of PK. He's now fallen back to the 16th spot. Going to lose another spot right here to Ryan Sieg.
Yep, just in front of him, the 88 of Matt Kraft. And how's their night been, Ray?
Oh, he's been wicked loose all night tonight in that Menards truck. He was 12th here moments ago, but they decided to pit during that last caution and come in and get 4 tires. Big adjustments for that number 88. He is starting to move back forward, but just been so loose. He's back up now to 15.
You know, you talked about the damage to the 30 truck of Nelson PK. We spoke earlier, Phil, these guys are running up 130, 40 miles an hour. You knock the nose off of it, it's just not going to handle in the corners like it did before. We've seen Cale Gale drop a couple of spots after that contact, and PK dropped several.
The gap, we just saw it between 1 and 2. Right now, Brad Keselowski has the 2nd spot, but all over his back bumper is that 7 of Parker Kligerman.
As you mentioned, though, the laps are clicking down. Just 16 laps to go for our leader, Timothy Peters.
What a truck he's had tonight.
So dominant ever since the drop of the green flag. Cale Gale had won the pole, but the first lap was led by Timothy Peters, and he hasn't looked back since.
Check out Parker Kligerman. He's all over his former boss trying to grab that spot away. He can run a lower line than Brad does, but man, Phil, it's just so hard to get the job done down there.
We saw what happened when Cale Gale was down there, got up beside Todd Bodine. They made contact, but Parker's there right now.
And you see Brad Keselowski moving up the racetrack, but Jake Crump, just as we talked about what a great run he was having, he has damaged the back end of that truck. The caution has come out once again.
Was running in the 8th spot.
Wow, what a night that young man was having. That truck's done.
Hard left turn onto pit road. I'm sure the team's going to look at it and say, well, let's do all we can. Here's how it happened.
See, got his right sides up there. See if he makes any contact here. There's Ross Chastain, the 08 on the inside.
Oh, Ross gets loose, getting down in the corner to a couple young men battling hard inside the top 10 for a career night for either one of them. And unfortunately, Ross got loose and hit Jake.
Too bad for Jake. What a great effort he had there. They were rapidly approaching the lap truck of Norm Benning, and I think he wanted to move up the racetrack a little bit. He made contact.
Aaron's lucky dog goes to Miguel Paluto. Happy birthday to Oliver Paluto, their son.
Oh, that's sweet.